So you studied the Boston model and you studied Jeffrey Canada's model. Who else's model did you study before you started to think about creating yours?
I started my organization, but you gotta realize, I don't know what the hell to do.
Okay.
I said, so let me just look at some models. And so I picked out Boston and New York and the Bronx. And I went and visited both of them and stayed up there for about a week. Matter of fact, I got a plaque. I don't know what it is. From Boston. We're coming up there.
Okay.
But I got pictures of that out in there.
And this was in 2003 when you went?
Yeah, maybe somewhere in that 2004.
Yeah, right in that. The article that I just read a few minutes ago, the article on the Boston model, that was written in 2003. So. Now you're building your own model. And this is important for people to understand. This is not just like a program or you going and mentoring students, one-off. You are building a data-driven model to answer the question, what is the problem that this model is going to solve? Boston gun violence model was about eradicating gun violence in Boston, whereas Jeffrey Canada's model in Harlem was about increasing or reducing recidivism rates for Black and Hispanic youth in New York. So those are two different problems. I mean, their models intersect at certain places. So what I'm asking you is, now that you've studied those models, you've done research, you know what you're launching, what is the problem you're answering?
The problem is, and I learned this from Jeffrey Canada, the problem is that you need to begin to work with children early in elementary school. You cannot wait till they go into middle school and high school to try to prevent things that have already begun to happen. Prevent it before it starts. And in elementary school, children are not violent in elementary school. And there's no child in America born racist. You haven't taught that. There's no child in America born violent. A couple exceptions maybe. But no child in America born violent. Children are born with tabula rasa. You know what that means?
Blank slate.
That's right. That's right. Children are born with a blank slate. That's right. And everything that children learn in these development years are what they're picking up in the environment.
You say you have to get them early.
Yeah.
How would you articulate the problem that your model is seeking to solve?
Okay. There's an epidemic in America today about gun violence. Taking around gun violence, youth violence. Taking place in America today. Nobody has yet found a way to solve that problem. The politicians want to say more police. When violence is not a legal issue, it's a public health emergency. And therefore, has to begin to be solved using public health methods.